Hey, I'm Kristin Thompson, and today we're talking about how to rock out your event profits. Avoid losing your shirt and your mind. Learn the simple but critical secrets to generating visibility, leads, and clients hosting your own event. You can also do it speaking and sponsoring at someone else's, although that is a lot trickier, as we shared in our last video on that topic. So today we're focusing on your own event. Why? Gives you a ton of visibility in your marketplace when it's your event. You're the head honcho, it's your game. It gives you a lot of authority, instant authority. When you're up at the front of the room and you're leading the gang, you are going to be respected as the go-to expert in your area of expertise. Gives you a ton of connection with your audience. I know that was one of my favorite parts of the Rise Live event, was just getting to be kind of like swim in the ocean and the waters and the vibe with my fans, my clients, my followers. It was just an amazing experience for both of us to have that moment of connection together. It's something that cannot be duplicated on any other medium. It's just that live in-person magic. Lead generation, tons and tons of leads will come in from your live event. And of course, live events, when you're live in the room with somebody, you have the most influence and therefore can generate the greatest number of sales. Online mediums are great: video, teleclasses, webinar. I use all of those online platforms, but remember that the greatest influence you have is when you are speaking live with someone. It's why speaking is one of my favorite ways to get my message out there. Besides being really rewarding and getting to serve people, you have the greatest control over the situation, answering people's questions, encouraging and inspiring them when you're live in the room. And that will lead, in the end, to more sales. And also remember to have fun. Having your own event can be stressful. There's going to be a lot on your plate. But remember that it's your moment, again, to connect with your audience and really express yourself. So make it your own and have a great time along the way. This is a picture from a workshop I did a couple years back. It seems like it should be a decade ago, but it wasn't. Back when I had blonde hair. And this is in a conference room in Portland, Oregon. It's not in a hotel. It's in a conference room in a business center. So the room held about 50 people, classroom style, which is, we had about maybe 40-something people in the room that day. I invested about $1,000. It's why I'm showing you this picture, because people can get excited about live events and people can be selling you packages maybe to run your live event, or event planners. And if you don't have a lot of experience, you can get in way over your head. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's big and when it's small, and know that you can make money at whatever level you're at right now. For this particular workshop, I bought the No, I didn't buy the curtains. That would be funny. They're just in my living room now on the back wall. No, I had a party planning place bring in the purple curtains that are behind me, the high top tables that are in the picture there with the tablecloths. And that cost me a couple $100. Easy peasy. They came in, they put it up, they took it away at the end of the day. The director's chair I bought at Pier 1 Imports, and I used that for several workshops. And then I got some flowers, and I bought some sandwiches and salads for lunch. All in all, I invested about $1,000 between the room rental and all of those goodies. And the event, between the ticket sales, which generated about $3,000, the coaching packages that I sold that day generated about $15,000. So $18,000 generated, about $1,000 spent to run the event. That was how I got my first few private clients, and we'll kind of circle back around to that. This is the Rise Live event. The Rise Live event, we invested about $30,000 in the venue, in the staging, audio, video, things like that. So it generated multiple six figures. Still a great payday. But again, for a 3-day, it was actually 3.5-day live event at a really beautiful venue right on the coast in California, very luxurious hotel, $30,000 was a pretty reasonable budget. And what that did for me was free me up to serve the room at a really high level, as you will want to do, and not feel so much pressure that you're going to lose your shirt in the process. That's why I'm talking about this. There's lots of different ways you can run your event, and you don't have to break the bank doing it. But before you ever do, whether it's a one-day workshop or a multi-day event, there's a couple of questions that you want to ask yourself before that to get in the right state of mind, to think about the shifts and changes that are going to need to come. Who do you need to become in order to get where you want to go? What do you need to let go of? Beliefs, people, stories that you might be telling yourself that are holding you back. And what do you need to add? I want to go back to this picture for a second. I'm going to tell you that me ordering the curtains, those tables, the flowers, and putting the chair up there made me extremely uncomfortable. That might sound silly, but that was just a mental roadblock I had in my head. I was like, these people are going to think I'm nuts. Like, nobody in Portland who teaches local workshops has curtains and flowers. They weren't playing at that level. But I knew where I was going. Where I was going was here. That was my dream, the Rise Live event. So this was sort of stage one of that evolution. Does that make sense? At the time, it was really scary. It was a mindset shift to step in and say, I'm going to own this. If I want to play at this big level and have a multi-day event someday, I need to start becoming that person today. So who do you need to become? What do you need to let go of that's holding you back? And what do you need to start bringing in to your business and the way you show up so that you can get where you want to go this year? A couple of things you want to ask yourself and you really want to know before you host your live event. Why do you want to do it? Because sometimes we just think we have to, and you don't have to have a live event. I wanted to do it because I really wanted to give my clients and fans and followers the experience of the Rise. We brought tons of great content. We had a hilariously good time. There were a lot of laughs. There were tears. There were breakthroughs, and there was a lot of fun. And I was dying to give that experience to people and to have it for myself. That was my big why. Know your goal. Always start with the end in mind when you're going to host a live event. So think about what you want to generate from the event, and therefore think about what you're going to offer. If you've ever heard me speak before, you probably heard me tell the story about my business in the beginning days, which I affectionately call the one-legged stool, which was that I would go speak all around Portland. At the end of my talk, I would offer tickets to a workshop, and I would teach a workshop. And that was my entire business, one workshop. But there wasn't another offer, and there wasn't a next step. So here I would spend all this energy, and I would make a good living filling up these events, but I would have made a lot more had I made an offer at those events. So if you're going to bother to fill a room, have an offer and a next step. And based on your goal and your offer, you want to set an attendance goal. What feels like a good size room for you, and what's enough people that you can actually convert and make money on the back end. Again, for coaches, consultants, authors, speakers, and experts, for the most part, you can use your live event to fill a product or a program. So choose one and know that the great thing about spending a day or a couple days with people is you have earned the right to make a higher end offer. If you've been through Command Any Room or any of my talks on the topic, I'm a big fan of entry-level offers when you're out speaking for 30 minutes to an hour. But when you spend a whole day with people, you have earned the right to say, hey, let's really take this to next level. Offer your private coaching program, a VIP day, and on-site training for a company or corporation if you're in the corporate market. Go ahead and make that higher ticket offer, but use your day, your workshop, your live event to fill a product or program for you. So here are a few steps to success you can take right now. Number one, think about what you might offer if you got to spend a day or a couple days with people. What would you offer them? Do you have a high-level done-for-you package? Do you have a high-level coaching package? What high-level offer could you make? Based on that offer, you can figure out the topic of your workshop, because your workshop is going to be the content that leads them to want to step into your offer. Just like a signature talk leads people to want to buy whatever product you're selling at the end of that talk, your workshop does the exact same thing. There's just a lot more depth and a lot more content that you can share. Once we know your offer, we can pick the topic of your workshop. And once we have those two things, you can set a goal for how many people you would like to attend and how many tickets you're going to sell. And then the next question that pops up is, how am I going to sell these tickets and get butts and seats? Now, I've got some great training coming your way on that topic. But in the meantime, I want to share with you the number one way to get butts and seats is to really design a great rocking talk that'll help you fill your room. Especially in your local market, if you want to give a 1 or 2 day workshop, you can give one rock and talk all over town and be making offers for people to attend your workshop and fill your room quickly and easily that way. So once you've decided what you want your workshop to be on, then we can design your great rock and talk that'll help you fill your room. Have a question? Put them in the comments below. I'd be happy to help you with your next steps. Until we meet again, make sure you're out there speaking your mission and message, serving your purpose in a bigger, brighter way, and growing your business. Make it a great day.